Hello, this is Alejandro Bratti and William Isley from Unlock Clarity, and welcome to the Spanglish World Networks on Singo TV channel 250. Please remember to download all the Singo TV app, the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free and it's available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today we continue with our series of programs that we have been doing in unleashing potential in energetic, feminine, and masculine, both at the same time. And today is the power of energetic freedom. That's something that we are going to talk. Really something that help us to connect the creativity and empathic powers that we have in us, and really I am loving them. I hope that you are loving them if you are listening to this series. So how are you, William?
Doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing well too. It's the second program I record today, and it's it's great. So if anybody has any comments during the program, we are more than happy to hear from you. If you're in any social media, we will be like loving your comments and your questions also during the program. Or even if you are listening late, like after the program was recorded, we can see in our social media and answer if you have any questions or comments. So happy to hear from you. Today, Unleashing Potential. So do you want to start with the introduction, William?
Certainly. Oh, so I like this particular metaphor for energetic freedom. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you might understand the forbidden section of the library. So think about energetic freedom as unlocking a grand library within you. And you might be ahead of the curve. There might already be a grand library. However, in this one, every book represents a different aspect of your potential. And depending upon your cultural and societal norms, certain books were deemed off limits, labeled as not for you. This would be the forbidden section of the library. And the sad thing is, this is based on outdated ideas of who should access them, as in which version of you. And so, a question for you: what happens when you finally dismiss these old rules and start exploring every shelf? Dun, dun, dun.
And I really love this because it's exactly what we have been talking. The reason we have been months talking about this topic, because we really believe that there is a lot of misunderstanding on these topics, and that's why we continue like doing it in different ways to help you understand really what do we mean about this. And again, we are not talking about gender, we are talking about the full potential that we have inside of us. And today we are going to be talking about different examples again of what do we mean about energetic freedom and how we can apply it in different stages, areas, or things. So, for example, in career advancement, we, before freedom, what we can be thinking is, I am going to stay in this role that is considered safe, at least for me, maybe because of the traditional energy expectations. And what do we mean with that? Let's do an example. John, a software engineer, always felt drawn to healthcare, but fear it wasn't masculine enough to do it. Suddenly, because of that, he stays in his tech role, feeling unfulfilled. So that can be Alejandro, the name say instead of John, because I was also in that role, being software engineer and then moving to the tech role. But this is an example in the career advancement. In this case, what we're going to talk in this after freedom is you start to pursue your dream job, what you really move that is going to help you to unleash your full potential. Then that requires a blend of assertiveness and empathy. And for example, let's go to an extreme that maybe we can be talking about here. It's like a male nurse or a female construction manager. So those are normally things that the stereotype doesn't allow us to imagine that there is a. I know a lot of male nurses and female construction managers, but it's not the norm. It's not something that is typically the norm. So they are leading with compassion and strength. Imagine that John enrolls in the nursing school. He finds his assertiveness and problem-solving skills from the tech, combined with his newfound empathy and caring nursing, making him an exceptional nursing, breaking stereotypes, and feeling completely fulfilled because he's doing what he loves and what he was called to be.
Yes. And as a quick aside, hello, Adele. How are you?
Oh, nice to see you, Adele. Thank you for being here with us.
So let's move on to the next example. Artistic expression. Before freedom, an artist feels constrained to genres or styles that are deemed appropriate for their gender. Not going to swear, I like that gender word, but hey, it's a thing. So then let's talk about Emily. She's a painter, and she has stuck to landscapes and still life, believing that they were more feminine and commercially viable. So then, after she discovers freedom, um, she creates some groundbreaking pieces for her, and and those things showcase the full spectrum of what she can do. So she starts experimenting with abstract art, blending aggressive brushstrokes with soft watercolors. Now there's an idea for you. Her work gains recognition for its unique expression, and she starts challenging norms and showcasing her full artistic expression.
Then we move to the. I don't know if you hear us, and I can hear very well, William, but I hope that you are uh, listening to us. In the third point that we want to focus today is the personal growth. So before freedom, energetic freedom, maybe an individual is going to be avoiding activities that are considered something in the other side. For example, the dance. Normally that is seen as feminine, or the martial arts that is seen as masculine, despite they have a lot of interest on there. So an example, we have Alex that is avoiding dance classes because he's thinking that it's too feminine, despite his love for music and movement. After energetic freedom, he found that he can excel in both. It's not like he can be in one or the other, but he can be doing both, and he can open the door for being emotional express in the dance and also enhancing their focus on martial arts. Suddenly he started to take the lessons. And he continued with the martial arts training, and he discovered all the fluidity and expressiveness of dance with both, and the mix of both start to create an approach that is completely holistic, physical and mental well-being.
Yes. And then we can move into emotional expression, as if that wasn't emotional enough. So before energetic freedom, uh, someone feels that they must suppress tears to appear strong, or fake toughness to be respected. So let's look at Sarah. She's a manager, and she felt that she had to hide her emotions to be taken seriously, uh, which made her come across as cold and unapproachable. So after she discovered energetic freedom, um, she starts to openly express her concerns and her joys. And what this does is it invites deeper connections with this vulnerability. Um, and then using the genuine expression of strength, it actually inspires others. So, with that, her team responds more positively to her authenticity, leading to better communication, stronger relationships, and a more supportive work environment, which is what we all wish we had.
And that is something that we all have been that do you hear me?
I can now.
You can now?
Yeah, you dropped out.
Okay. So I was talking about like this part of vulnerability that normally we block in ourselves is key in this part of the journey because it's going to really help us to have the deeper connection that we are looking in business, in company, in your families, with your friends, with everybody. The leadership style, that's the fifth point that we want to talk today. And before freedom, this leadership style, for example, a leader feel that they must, and this word is very important, must be very authoritative or nurturing. And suddenly it's like, okay, if I am in the masculine side, I want to be very authoritative. And if I am in the feminine side, I want to be nurturing. Uh, so let's think about Mark. He is a team leader. He believes that he has to be tough and authority at all times to be respected. And that's something very common that happens in businesses. So after freedom, energetic freedom, what we are looking for is a balance that sometimes there is a tough decisions that needs to be taken, but you can do them deeply and caring, looking for the well-being of the team, and that can result in very loyal and high performance team. For example, well, let's go again with Mark. He starts to incorporate more nurturing and empathetic approaches. So, for example, he starts to actively listen to his team needs and concerns just to check what is the best decision and the best approach that he can take. That leads to more trust, higher morale, and improve team performance. So he's balancing between assertiveness and empathy, and that's exactly what we're looking here.
Exactly. So remember, by embracing energetic freedom, you're not just breaking chains, you're opening doors to rooms inside yourself that you never explored, never had permission to explore. It's about giving yourself permission to be all of you. It's like that line from Encanto at the end where she's looking at the doorknob. It's like, what do you see? All of me. And so you can turn into a creative force, an empathetic soul. I prefer empathic, but hey, a resilient spirit and a source of strength. I mean, this is the journey of unleashing your potential.
So
It's a pretty awesome journey.
I am loving this because it's very explicit talking about breaking chains. That's exactly what is happening, and sometimes we are not aware of that. Like we are with chains because, yeah, that is socially is not accepted, or my family not accepting, or I don't know whoever is not accepting. Suddenly, that's like chains, And it's like, okay, there is a lot of rooms, and how we started the program saying like, okay, there is a complete bookshelf that you can start to bring and open, or even when it's saying it's not for you and it's not assigned to you. So you can start to read what books you are you have to really start to live completely, start to be free, start to be you, not what everybody's saying that you should be you, but what you really feel that is your authentic you, your vulnerable you, your complete you, the real you. Not all the masks that we start to create to avoid sharing who we are because it's not accepted, socially accepted, or something else. So start to that's the reason we have been being very like going to the point and talking about this topic for some time, because we really believe there is a lot of potential in the world, and you, everybody of us, if we start to wake up and start to realize, okay, I have this full potential that I am not even exploring because of any norm that we decided to believe a long time ago. Uh, let's start to create it. So, action steps. The first one, identify constraints. Start to create a list. Society, culture, beliefs that you have, whatever it's limiting your energetic expression. Start to create a list of, okay, what are the things that are stopping me? It's because somebody in my society is thinking about this, or it's because culturally this is not accepted, or it's because I have some beliefs. So what is exactly that is stopping you?
And remember, you might not have any idea what these are just because, hey, this is normal, I live here, what's special, or what's messed up. So, number two, creative expression. Use art, music, writing, dance, anything like that to explore and express both the masculine and the feminine energies. Depending upon the constraints and things that you're in, you might need to be by yourself to do some of this. So, hey.
The other one, set intentions. What is the intention that you want to have each day? So in each morning, what is the intention? You want to embrace which qualities, how you are going to have both energies. So you want to be empathetic, but at the end, and also you want to be respectful, so, or authoritative or assertiveness. What are the things that you want to put the intention today? And maybe just choose two of them, not really all the ones that we have been talking.
And number four, role models. Identify and learn from individuals who embody energetic freedom. Could be interesting to find some of those. Maybe Google knows.
Yeah, or ask us. You can send a message and say, okay, I am thinking about this. I don't have any questions, or even have a conversation with us. We are completely open to do that. So that is a way to start to realize all of this. Declaration creation. That this is another step that we recommend. And we were talking with William with this. It's like maybe we are going to create a program to just talk about this, because there is a lot of misunderstanding of how to create a declaration. What is the difference with an affirmation or a positive thinking and all of that? That suddenly there is a lot of misunderstanding. But writing a declaration, like what is exactly that you want to become, or what you are talking to you, is like, I am this person, I am transformation, and I am love, I am empathy. I don't know, whatever you want to say as a declaration, start to create it, and you are going to start to see how your subconscious is going to create the environment to see that you really are that person that you are declaring, and that is extremely powerful for you.
Absolutely.
So we are already at the end of the show. Thank you, Adele, for sending the messages and being here with us. Thank you, everyone that was here with us today. We really enjoy having us and hearing from you. This is the Unlock Clarity because we really want to help you to start to see a different world with a different sunglasses, eyeglasses, whatever you want to say, but start to see the world in a different way, where you have the power to change it and you have the power to do something about anything that you don't like. So thank you, William, for today. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us. This show can also be heard on Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you all. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.